Polycab and CNBC-TV18 present Infra Safety, powering India's electrical future.
As India cements its status as a real estate and infrastructure powerhouse, electrical safety stands as a cornerstone of sustainable urban development. Polycab and CNBC-TV18 present Infra Safety, powering India's electrical future, an initiative uniting policymakers, industry leaders, and experts to explore the pivotal role of electrical safety in shaping the nation's real estate landscape. Following the resounding success of the Mumbai and Chennai conclaves, the Hyderabad edition received an overwhelming response, further reinforcing the need for robust safety measures in India's infrastructure growth. The evening began with a welcome address by Raj Shekhar Reddy, Vice President of Marketing at Polycab.
Thank you all for taking out time and being here today for a special evening. It's an honor for me to be standing here and speaking to such distinguished professionals from the industry who are shaping the skyline of Hyderabad as well as contributing to the Telangana's real estate sector. Polycab India, as you know, is the largest manufacturers of wire and cables in India, as well as we are also one of the fastest growing FMEG company with a total turnover of 18,000 crores, which we have achieved in FY 23-24. We have gathered here today for a very important topic, not only for us as a manufacturing company, but also for all the people who live, thrive, and work in the spaces that we create. So we are talking about electrical safety in real estate. Polycab has come together along with CNBC TV18, and we started this journey. We are going to various other cities also. We are talking about electrical safety in various sectors, not only real estate, it might be manufacturing, mobility, or various other parts, because it is important. And we have got a tremendous response. A lot of people have come back and said, it's a good topic that we need to discuss, and they have also come up with solutions that we are talking about this. So once again, I thank you all for coming here, and I'm confident that with today's discussion and the end of it, we all come together and be part of this journey where we are not only talking about Vikasit Bharat, it should be Surakshit Bharat. That's the motto we need to take.
Y. Nagi Reddy, Director General of Telangana Fire, Disaster Response, Emergency, and Civil Defense, delivered the keynote address, highlighting the critical role of resilient electrical infrastructure in disaster mitigation and public safety.
99% of the fire incidents take place in non-high-rise buildings, industries, godowns and all that. Only about 1% incidents are reported in the high-rise buildings. Then this is one important thing, particularly with related to the electrical installations. The awareness is one important thing. Actually, nobody bothers about this awareness of electrical safety because we are not experts in that business. There should be some kind of program to educate the people in the building so that the electrical systems are maintained properly. I hope this meeting will give some kind of knowledge to the participants and then give this message to people so that people will take care of their electrical safety in the buildings and be safe. In any case, the fire department will be there if there is emergency. Thank you.
The first panel discussion, Plugging In, the role of electrical safety in Hyderabad's reality boom, moderated by CNBC TV18's Jude Seneth, featured experts discussing how evolving safety standards are shaping the city's skyline.
Let me start with Mr. Reddy. Sir, with a vision to become a $1 trillion economy in the next 10 years, the Telangana government has established 25 urban development authorities. What lessons do you feel this move can take from the HMDA, the Hyderabad Metropolitan Development Authority, to replicate and drive structured infrastructure growth, especially pertaining to fire and electrical safety? What's the strategy to take this forward?
HMDA has played a key role in development in Hyderabad city. Here a lot of development was happened due to different policies. PPP projects, IT corridors, underground cabling, and other EVMs, electric charging stations, and STPs. Lot of developments was happened in Hyderabad city, and real estate also developed more and more in HMD. HMD had made a lot of key role in the development of Hyderabad city. And environment sustainability, they have developed a lot of lakes and green landscaping in Hyderabad.
What are the main challenges now that developers face when it comes to implementing the BIS or the Bureau of Indian Standards insofar as everyday real estate is concerned? Let's say as far as high-rise real estate is concerned, given that that's pretty much the flavor of the season in a city like Hyderabad. Is there a gap with regard to what these standards are and how developers go about implementing them and other challenges that they face?
See, there are certain challenges which we have to adopt basis global regulations. Like if you see Europe has construction product regulations, CPR for fire safety, for droplets, even of the in case of fire the droplets comes, that is also regulated in Europe. So we have to see those standards, adopt those standards for the products. If we come up with regulation on certifications that only certified installer can work, only trained electrician can work in our premises, then a lot of these incidents which you see that 35 people die every day, we can work upon these issues. Polycab has taken certain steps on that side. We have trained almost 10,000 electricians in this year, and we have a pool of almost 1.5 lakh electricians in our kitty, which are certified by us. And we, as an organization, take pride in taking this up with all the institutions, like ITIs and all. We are setting up course with them. For vocational courses, we are working with them so that such pool of talent will come for the industry, and we deliver safe culture, safe and sound security systems for the country.
So Abhishek, let me ask you then. So drawing from your on-ground understanding, what are some of the top 3 causes of fire incidents insofar as high-rise buildings are concerned? FSI is a key standout point, yes, but on the ground, are there other factors that weigh in when it comes to fire incidents? And what have contributed to this, and what do you think is the way forward around it?
If you see in terms of the fire, major reasons for the fire accidents to happen, I think they are pretty much common, and most of you sitting here might be aware of that one. I think it should be, one is like the cooking, when the cooking is unleft or the LPG is not used properly. That could be one reason. And second reason could be like this electrical short circuit. That will be the major reason due to a technical lapse of electrical short circuit, or this problem can happen. This is the second reason. Or it can also happen due to careless smoking, in case if in the residential colonies or residential apartments, any smoking activity is there. So these could be the 3 major reasons for any fire to get erupted. So if this can be planned a little bit technically well, I think majority of the fire accidents can be avoided.
Mr. Valuri, I was wondering if I could bring you in here. How do you think we can now address the risk posed by old buildings, by aging electrical infrastructure in these buildings, and other proactive measures that now need to be taken to go about preventing these hazards? And what steps do you feel can be taken to go about upgrading them?
There are a lot of regulations which are getting updated day by day. I'm sure many of you, I don't know, some of you might have seen the old rewirable fuses, HRC fuses, and later we started looking at fuseless distribution systems. And today we have come a lot of improvements over a period of time. The same way, our loads are also increasing heavily. Once upon a time, we used to see only lights, nothing else. But today, nobody can survive without an air conditioner.
Right.
So the loads have been increasing. And the same way, even our standards have been upgraded based on a lot of the developments that are happening. If you look at globally, almost 1/3 of the fire incidents, they say, due to electrical related problems, 1/3 due to arson, 1/3 due to negligence. This is what NFPA talks about. But if you see in India, almost 60% of the incidents are related to electrical issues. So today, whatever we are seeing, most of the old buildings, we may have to look at the insulation testing of entire wiring, probably, and then probably upgrade to the next level of wiring.
Great speaking to you, great getting these insights. A large round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for these experts here talking about fire safety and how to get around it. Gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so very much.
Musharraf Farooqi, CMD of Southern Power Distribution of Telangana State, presented an insightful keynote on how AI, IoT, and smart grids are revolutionizing electrical safety and efficiency in modern infrastructure.
Almost 40% of the population of the country and majority of the financial growth that you see in the state comes from the city of Hyderabad. And other than Hyderabad, we have no other city which comes this close in terms of size. Now, for the last 10 years, if you see, the growth in energy demand of the state has grown tremendously, like at the average rate of 6 to 8%. Last year, we hit a demand high of 15,600 plus megawatt. Now, energy safety or infrastructure safety is one key element that we have to focus on. Now, we cannot just go on expanding haphazardly. We have to plan, and the city has to plan. The planning cannot happen only by one wing or one department or one sector of the government or just by government itself. We need a proper citizen, private, academia, and government partnership. If all of these come together, then only we can have safety and secure energy future for all of us. Thank you.
Polycab and CNBC-TV18 present Infra Safety, powering India's electrical future. Polycab and CNBC-TV18 present Infra Safety, powering India's electrical future.
Welcome back to Polycab and CNBC TV18 present Infra Safety, powering India's electrical future. After insightful discussions, the spotlight shifted to the role of sustainable construction and smart buildings in ensuring long-term electrical safety. G. Haribabu, President of NARED ECO, delivered a special address offering key insights into Hyderabad's real estate growth and its evolving safety landscape.
We are a young state, just 10 years old. We are beautiful, not because of skylines, what we see in Hyderabad. We have planted in Telangana state 266 crore plants in the 10 years. 266 crore. It is actually, the green cover increased from 24% to 32%. Telangana is a place where tradition means innovation. Telangana is young, beautiful, rich, and always smiling. Thank you for listening.
The second panel, Wired for Safety, moderated by CNBC TV18's Jude Seneth, explored the integration of cutting-edge electrical solutions in modern real estate, featuring top developers and safety experts.
Gentlemen, great having you both with us for this fireside chat. Let me start with you, Anurag. In terms of talking about fire safety, electrical safety, and ensuring, that we live in safer homes, work in safer offices. But the question remains, what prompted Polycab to take this up in the first place? And what was the thought process behind electrical safety and doing all of this in pursuit of better electrical safety in our lives?
Fire has been the major source of loss of lives for the country. As every speaker has pointed out, lot of casualties has happened because of electrical safety fires. And that has prompted us as a large organization, as a major corporate, largest wire and cable maker, to come up and deliver something for the nation. We as Polycab are committed to bring life to our work, to our partners, to our stakeholders. So we wanted this to drive all across the country, this culture of safety, which we wanted to deliver.
Right. And Sandeep, taking off from what Anurag just said, the question remains, while there's a global shift towards energy efficiency and green buildings, and we're seeing this both among developers and consumers, especially at a time when now energy prices have become such a huge talking point, what is this shift looking like On the trends front, what kind of a shift are you seeing, and what is that trend like at this time and place?
Now you see how the mindset changes happened. 6-7 years, the topic of discussion was whether to invest that amount of extra 15 to 30% more on a green building to construct when the tenants, the office tenants are not ready to pay the premium. So no longer it was a luxury, it has become a necessity that the building has to be green building.
Anurag, I have to ask you, so given the fact that you're seeing this demand today, the question must now remain, would you then say that energy efficient electrical systems and sustainable materials, what's the priority now? Is it to promote better economic growth, or is it to promote environmental goals, or is it perhaps a combination of both?
It has to be a combination for sure, because, India is marching towards a $5 trillion economy. Now, to march towards a $5 trillion economy, you have to be the global best. To be the global best, India is also committed to be a net zero by 2070. Now, to achieve net zero, all these green building concepts, all sustainable concepts have to be adopted for sure. There's no way looking back. We have to be there. There's no way that we can escape from these methodologies which global climate control is adopting, because climate is changing. The everyday temperature is rising, and we have to contribute to the world. And if we have to contribute, we have to do everything possible by developing products, by adopting green concepts, and so forth and so on.
No, I like that answer. It's all or nothing. There simply is no middle ground, at least as far as energy efficiency is concerned. Which is why I have to ask you, Sandeep. At JLL, if you could just help take me through, okay, we have a new normal with us, energy efficiency, green buildings, efficient electrical systems. So what's there in the pipeline in terms of innovations now?
We hardly have any innovation in the PropTech sectors, long way to go. Not only in India, in US also, if you see, the success of PropTech sector has been very limited as compared to, there is a huge potential. In India, the so-called the startup ecosystem, everyone wants to make a multiple of 5 to 7x in next 2 to 3 years, which is very difficult in PropTech, because PropTech is not an internet business where consumer business, where you can see that amount of valuation. Because the valuation is not that great, the multiples are not that great, the private equity and VCs are not investing. So raising money for PropTech sector has become a huge issue. At the end of the day, you can bootstrap and you can get some amount of funding and continue that PropTech sector for 1-2 years. After that, the biggest problem with this sector, why the innovations are not happening, because funding is not happening.
All right. May I ask you to give a big round of applause to both Anurag and Sandeep. Gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so very much.
In the final session, Currents of Change, the future of electrical safety in modern real estate, Gautam Srinivasan led an engaging discussion on emerging trends, technological innovations, and regulatory advancements shaping the sector.
Let's start things off with some trend spotting. So Prasad, I'll come to you first. To understand how electrical safety regulations have changed. Because when I look at it, the size factor, right? From thousands of square feet, we are talking about millions of square feet. From single-use developments, we are talking about multi-use developments. So a lot of things have changed. So in that context, what are the electrical safety regulations that have evolved, and also from a global perspective, when we look at ISO, IEC, all these standards, what is lacking or what needs to be done from an Indian regulations perspective?
The future, as you are asking me, is when I'm looking at it, I'm looking at cables that I'm sure are going to become smarter than what they are now. The cables would change their color in case the heat increases. There'll be linear heat detection cables that will be laid in cable trays, which could directly get connected to IoT.
Mr. Nagaraj, in the face of rising construction costs, the question is, how is the focus on electrical safety standards going to be maintained?
So our challenge as a developer, I should be in pace of the technology, whatever happening in the world. So today, anyone, the common man, his final goal is, one, have a good house and marriage. So this being a very important milestone in every investor, So you want to buy a safe house and sustainable house. Keep in pace of the new products which are coming at regular intervals and incorporate them in the implementation at the design stage.
All right, Mitra, let me come to you and understand what are the key trends now which are shaping modern real estate in Hyderabad.
Most of the people are looking at the co-living spaces more. It is like co-living spaces where like co-works, whatever it has happened earlier in the workstation spaces. Now on the residential segment, they are looking like a co-living spaces, or otherwise it is like a service apartment kind of trend is more in Hyderabad. It is happening now. And looking at more sustainable features, basically using more recycled materials into the industry. So the projects which we are shaping up in Hyderabad should have every feature.
Anand, let me bring you in because I want to understand in terms of the key principles of sustainable design in buildings. That's a theme which is increasing, but what is going to be the impact on electrical safety?
Thanks, Gautam. On behalf of all the participants and the guests who are there in Hyderabad, I welcome Polycab and CNBC team to Hyderabad, which is not only known for biryanis, pearls, and Golconda Fort and Charminas. It is also known for the green building capital, actually. Green buildings are not a rocket science. Like what we have 5 fingers in our palm, IGBC's green rating program is based on 5 elements of nature, Panchaputas. How do you handle your site, number 1? Second is on water. Third is on energy, which is the topic. Third is on the materials we consume. That also we wanted to highlight Polycab using innovative materials. Fifth is on indoor environmental quality. Safety is paramount, actually. Even before optimizing the energy efficiency on your glass values or the air conditioner energy specification, electrical safety is not at all compromised. Sustainability and safety goes in hand. It's a 2 sides of the same coin. I cannot say that it's one of the beautiful, sustainable building, but safety is taken as a granted. No way.
Devjyoti, looking at all the points which have been shared by our speakers, your response, especially when we look at the narrative of India and its $5 trillion economy ambitions, electrical safety is going to play an important role. In that, what role is Polycab going to play in terms of making this journey safe?
So we commit at our Polycab, we committed. Safety is our prime responsibility, and we prioritize innovation following highest safety standard, the next generation technology and quality assurance, smart and sustainable solution, then awareness and compliance. If they create an ecosystem, whereas wherein the safety is not in the afterthoughts, but it must be it's an integral part of the real estate assessment or real estate development.
The event showcased how safety and smart technology will drive the future of Hyderabad's real estate sector.
Polycab and CNBC-TV18 present Infra Safety, powering India's electrical future.